It's so funny that you're using that language. We talk internally like that. So we have our customer success team, which is kind of like our account management team, to use a more traditional term. And those
Right.
are the people that are in touch with their group of customers at least once a month. And especially around like slow maintenance periods, that's when it's like that. But we're flexible too. And a lot of our customers either ask for this on their own, or we will recommend it. Like, for
Yeah.
example, somebody's using, Feather's marketing tools to promote an annual meeting, whether it's virtual or in person, depending on the timing. And like in the last 6 weeks to the point of that event taking place, we'll change our meeting schedule from monthly to something more regular
Yeah.
because that's when a lot of the work is happening. And that's where really real-time communication is super important. And I like the other thing that you mentioned is that communication allows each party to update each other on what's happening and what's important and what has changed in importance, right? Because it's not you sign a vendor agreement or a relationship
Right.
agreement, at a certain point, and then for your entire relationship, the priorities that you talked about on day one are going to be the same, and the plan of execution is going to be the same. It's going to evolve, especially
Right.
now, pandemic life. Things are evolving all the time, so that regular communication is so
Yeah.
important because things might be out the window that were really important, 3 months ago when the relationship got started.
Well, and I also find that as you start to use somebody's services, um, we were just talking about this with the marketing team the other day. Um, it might be you look at a couple different things and um, different ways of getting your message out. But at the end of the day, as I said to the head of marketing, the category you're talking about is paid advertising, paid
Mm-hmm.
placement. Um, and whether it's wherever it is, it's paid placement. And we might be finding that for whatever reason, the behavior of the potential marketplace or the client is changed to where they're coming through this one channel that was has traditionally not been a strong channel for us. We've not gained a lot of advantage from there. But all of a sudden we're saying, conversion rates that are 4 times conversion rates on any other channel.
Yeah.
And I said, my head of marketing and I were having this conversation just yesterday. And I said to her, you know, just turn the dial up over there, turn something else down. I
Right.
said, you've got your bucket of dollars that you're planning to spend. And we're looking at this and we're looking at the data coming in and we're saying, whatever we did, and we're going to need to go back and study it. But for right now, we don't need to study. We can look at the data coming in and saying, channel C was supposed to be, we normally get, just for numbers, we usually get a 5% conversion rate
Right.
out of that channel.
Right.
Right now we're getting 15%.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our lowest spend.
Mm-hmm.
And this other channel where we normally get 15, we're barely getting 5. Well, something went on with our messaging in those channels.
Yeah.
Let's turn down A,
Right.
turn it down and turn up C, and let's throw some additional dollars into C right now, reduce what we're spending in A. Let's then step back over the next couple of weeks, take a look at what we put out in those channels, what the message was, and
Mm-hmm.
what the feedback is off the conversion rate.
Mm-hmm.
I said to her, we don't need to do, a deep study dive in, advance. We can see the results coming in. It's been steady for 2 weeks.
Right. That's
Just
enough
turn
of a
up
signal.
C.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we'll go back and study it and
Yeah.
figure out what happened.
Right.
And on that post-mortem, we can kind of look at it and say, okay, maybe we can figure out what happened and maybe we can't. And it might have just been,
Yeah.
we've seen, and you've probably seen it too, through the last 9 months or so of the COVID and people moving into a more virtual environment, behavior has changed.
Totally.
And so you have to be willing to be nimble and say, I'm looking at real-time data coming in. I now have 2 weeks of that real-time data. And what I expected to happen didn't happen. How can I
Time to
react
act.
to that
Yes.
and take advantage of it?